Hello and welcome back to Soulcaliber 3 for Lizardman's Cursed Tale of Souls. Now if you like what you see and you want to see more Soulcaliber, then make sure you subscribe. Shaken awake by the wave of energy released when the spirit sword Soulcaliber had struck the cursed sword, Aeon trusted in the god Hephaestus, whom he worshipped, in order to return to human form. He hid his hideous form and continued travelling. However, time continued to pass with no sign of a cure. Finally, he came in search of clues at the Temple of the Dark God, where he had been transformed into this form. At that time, his faith in his god had changed to rage. Someone had destroyed the temple. Why had his god not lent aid to his follower in this time of crisis? His god had forsaken him. Using Soul Edge, the sword Hephaestus had feared, he would strike down the god himself. Swearing vengeance against the god, he became a cold-blooded beast. Even now, acting solely on his uncontrollable impulses, he had not forgotten that objective. He wandered the world in search of the weapon that his god had most hated, Soul Edge. He had felt the evil energy with his body before, and he continued to search for the unique feeling. As he proceeded along the Silk Road, he noticed a malicious presence hiding. It seemed that someone was following him.
Watched over by the Almighty Ones, they unleash their fury. Versus Assassin. Fight!
Ah, almost reach. Almost had a perfect.
You win.
Searching the body of the assassin who had attacked him, he found a familiar seal. It was from the temple that had transformed him into this monstrous form. The temple had supposedly been destroyed, but had there been survivors? It didn't matter. He began walking again. Feeling a faint evil energy from two different directions, he stopped for a moment and pondered. Head in the direction of the evil energy to the east. Pursuing the evil energy, he moved east, but its distance did not change. It seemed his target was moving as well. Pursuing the energy, Lizardman entered Ming. Covering his monstrous form of tattered cloth, he proceeded to the capital. Sensing evil energy, probably that he had pursued, he snuck into a certain mansion, but he was spotted by a woman who was apparently a guard. She was startled upon seeing this inhuman form. Lizardman quickly sprung into action.
Her graceful sword dance grows ever purer, ever stronger.
Are you ready for this?
Versus Xianghua. Fight!
Lizardman's moveset is very sidestep. Unfortunate. Not sidesteppable enough. How did they both miss? Defeating the guard, he ransacked the mansion. The evil energy was being emitted by a small metal fragment. It would seem it was a fragment of Soul Edge. From his memories of the horrible temple, he recalled people saying that the cursed sword had been shattered. Perhaps it was true. Lizardman left Ming with the fragment. His legs carried him west to the place where he had once been with the man who had possessed the cursed sword, the ruins of Ostrheinsberg Castle.
He looks really strong, very strong. I can't wait to see you die. It's going to look incredible.
Versus Tira. Fight!
Kick. Perfect.
You win.
The girl slipped away and ran. Lizardman stretched out his hand, but he missed her by inches. The girl's body radiated the same unique evil energy as Soul Edge. Had Soul Edge really been shattered? She might be able to answer that question. However, his instincts told him that she would escape. Pursue the girl. He pursued the girl, following the feeling of her remaining presence, but birds blocked his path several times. Within a short time, he had lost her trail completely. Giving up on the pursuit, he began exploring the castle. Nightmare, the Azure Knight who had wielded Soul Edge, had once dwelt in this land. The remnants of that time should provide clues as to what had happened to the sword and where it had disappeared. At that moment, someone steps forward, blocking his path.
Entrust your noble soul in your sword. Versus Revenant. Fight!
3 hits. No. Away from the edge, please. Unless you want to go. Boom!
You win!
Lizardman felt like he was being watched. Stop.
The Almighty Ones have granted you a sword to cut your own path.
Not getting away this time, Lilo. This will be quick.
Versus Lilong. Fight!
Ow. Like a backflip? Ah. Hey. If I can get up. And mine hits twice! Ow. Oh, that was close! Okay. It's a very bad range. And how did that hit? Okay. No! Get up! Get in the sea, dude. Or the river. Oh. How did he hit me and block at the same time? And he blocked that even though he was in a move. What was that? How many hard times did that just hit?
You lose.
Go back to the sea, stupid sailor. There we go.
You win.
Lizardman defeated the skeletal being that was presumably once human. He saw something of himself in this servant. While exploring the castle for traces of the Azure Knight, a man appeared before him. The man said that he could help people searching for Soul Edge and invited Lizardman to a certain clock tower. Lizardman thought he was suspicious, but it was definitely a clue. Keeping his guard up, he did as the man suggested. If the man had planned to deceive him, Lizardman swore to destroy the entire trap. Now I have to lose this first time, so I'm going to let the trap hit me.
I cannot allow a monster like you to possess that sword. Come, I shall hold a requiem for your soul.
Versus Zasalamel. Fight!
Now this is for real.
Playtime.
And off you go. Oh, how did that not ring you out? There we go. Oh, how's that always miss?
You win!
Any mention of the curse? No. Unfortunately, he was unable to obtain any information about Soul Edge, and time passed without him finding anything. However, after a while his luck changed, and he obtained new information. Band of thieves were said to be collecting metal fragments called Fragments of Soul Edge in the island country of Japan in the Far East. He would know if it was true when he got there. Jumping at the first information he had in a while, he headed east.
A man veiled in mystery appears.
Or not, die.
Versus Yoshimitsu. Fight!
Ow. Ow. In the lava. See ya. See ya. Oh, come on. No. Surprisingly close.
You win!
He defeated the man thought to be the leader of the thieves, and succeeded in obtaining numerous fragments of Soul Edge. Lizardman let out a cry of joy, but then he suddenly shuddered as if suffering from chills. Something was wrong with his body. He felt strangely exhausted and his strength would not recover. The image of the man with the scythe flashed through the back of his mind. He didn't know what had been done to him, but he understood by instinct that the man was involved. Don't worry about recovering, continue the journey. Struggling against the pain that ate at his body, he headed for Greece. There was no longer any time to search for Soul Edge. He was determined to strike back at the god that had abandoned him before his life ran out. However, it seemed his god had anticipated the arrival of an attacker as well. A swordswoman stood blocking his path, weapon in hand. Seeing the holy sword and shield in her hands, Lizardman allowed his animal side to completely take over.
A light of hope for the future shines in her eyes.
I'm ready to fight you.
Versus Sophitia. Fight!
Excuse me.
Kick! Triple kick! Easy.
You win!
I was missing a third of my health there, I think. I don't think she hit me, but... Wow, that curse. After defeating the Holy Warrior, Lizardman proceeded directly into the temple. However, the god he had sought to destroy was not there. He swung his weapons and damaged the inside of the temple, but there was no sign of a reaction. Did it have to be Soul Edge? It didn't matter. Even if it were to cost him his life, he would struggle to the very end. Go wild inside the temple. Even after destroying the temple, he was still unsatisfied. He needed Soul Edge. Still aware of his gradually approaching death, he carefully weighed his information and closed in on his target. When he arrived at the cathedral in a remote area, he was certain that Soul Edge was there. At that moment, the sound of steel clashing upon steel reached his ears. Someone was fighting inside. No, right there.
If you're after the sword, don't expect to get past here alive. Sorry to keep you. You're up next.
Versus Siegfried.
Why are you looking in that cutscene? Took him to the water. Ow. Ow. How did I hit him there? Off the edge!
You win!
I'm impressed that you made it this far. Not bad at all. My dream is about to be realized. You, however, are not worthy of witnessing this glorious moment. Leave this place at once.
This abyss
Big
fight.
upgrade. Perfect. How does that always miss?
So is this the village that the monster protects?
We'll capture you alive and sell you to slave traders. Help me!
The legend will never die.
Well, that was actually quite quick. Like, what was that? 3 losses to lead long as well? I mean, these curse runs are so quick compared to the Night Terror ones. Well, that went pretty well. It was quite quick. A shame there was still no mention of the actual curse. It was only mentioned like once. It didn't really say much about it after he said, "Oh, I'm cursed." Well, he said, "Oh, he's gonna die." But like... Anyway, maybe the other characters have something a bit more going on like Keelik did. So, if you like what you saw and you want to see more, then make sure you subscribe. And until next time.